Right, here we are. I brought you to one of my favourite venues. Basically, it's in Barnsley, sort of high green area, Sheffield, and this is called Westwood Dam. And I used to fish it as a kid, and we used to come down here in the holidays and we could fish it. I probably fished on every peg on here, to be fair. And I've done a lot of fishing on here, but I thought I'd bring you here today. It's under new management at the moment. Chapeltown and District have still got it, but there's some new lads what are running the matches and everything like that on here. So I thought I'd come on my favourite peg, which is peg 23 next to the railings. If you do watch my videos, you've probably seen it on some of those. But I just thought I'd bring the bait tech cameras down today, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a versus challenge. We've got two new ground baits coming out, which are the Super Method Mix. One is a strawberry flavour and one is a pineapple flavour. Two fantastic mixes, but what's different about these mixes is that they're not a fish meal mix. Now you're probably thinking, well, they're not a fish meal mix when you're fishing a method feeder, but it's something a little bit different. Sort of a method mix, ground bait mix, which is just biscuit base, but it's for method feeder fishing basically. So what we've got is the Super Method Mix, which is the pineapple flavour. Now this is a really nice ground bait. It's got bits of hemping, proper natural flavours. It's got a really fast breakdown, which is really good for method feeder fishing. That's what you want, a nice fast breakdown. You don't want to be chucking your method out and sat there for a long time with it not moving and not breaking down the ground bait on it. So we've got the pineapple flavour, which smells really nice, really pineapple-y. It's got a little bit of hemping and a little bit of maize in as well, but most of the base is sort of biscuit base. There's no pellets in it at all, no fish meal. We've also got the strawberry flavour, which is the same, it's the Super Method Mix, but a strawberry flavour. This reminds me of really old ground baits I used to have when I was a kid, and you used to fish with strawberry ground. Oh, what flavour ground bait you got? You know, it was quite new back then, back in the day, that you had a strawberry ground bait and everybody wanted to fish with it. And we've not seen many strawberry ground baits on the market, so Bait Tech have brought a new strawberry ground bait out, which is the Super Method Mix strawberry. Really nice, strong smell of strawberry, and it's a method mix, so it's great for moulding around your method. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add a few pellets with it, because I know this dam, like I said, I've fished this dam since I was a kid, so I know where the fish are, where the fish live and what they eat, and they do eat a lot of pellets. But with a method, we're going to mix a few pellets into the mix so it just sticks around the method a little bit better, and we'll talk you through it, show you the mixes and everything like that once they're up and running. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix some ground bait, so I'll talk you through that and then we'll get fishing. Right, what I'm going to do is at the start of the session I'm going to mix my ground bait. So I've got the strawberry ground bait in here first of all. So what I've got is a nice little tub, 2-pint tub. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one ground bait and then half fill it with water. So I like to do 2 to 1 basically. So there's 2 pints of ground bait in there, and then what we'll do is we'll put a pint of water in. So just half fill this tub, and it's the easiest way to mix your ground bait. So there's a pint of water in there as well. And then what I like to do is a little bit lazy. Oh, I've got some ground bait from other session on it, look. Just get rid of that. There we go. Then what I like to do is just give it a quick mix. I know you're probably thinking, Dave, bit of a lazy way to do it, but it's much easier with a whisk and you get all the bits nicely mixed together. So I'll just give it a quick one with my hand as well, just to make sure that it's all good. So what I'm going to do is leave that now for around about 10 minutes, let all the water and the ground bait absorb together, and it'll become nice and fluffy. And then what I like to do as well is just riddle it off. So I'll leave it for 10 minutes. If I need to add a little bit more water, I might do, but I've got my bucket here just in case I need to. So 10 minutes and then we'll riddle it off. So we'll come back to you in 10 minutes when it's all ready. Right, so we'll give it 10 minutes or so. It's looking nice and fluffy, this ground bait, but there is a little bit of areas which have got a few clumps in and that, and I suppose if I just kept doing that with my hand they would break up. But to make it even more fluffier, this ground bait, what we're going to do is just stick it through a riddle. So what we do is just pour it into there, flick that over the top, and then we just riddle away. And then in round about 10 or 15 seconds, something like that, it'll all go through and we'll get some lovely, nice, fluffy strawberry ground bait. Now, as you can see, there's some bigger lumps than any of the other ground bait. These have just got a little bit more water and just stuck together. So what we're going to do is we just go round with his hand. We don't throw them away. Just go round with his hand and just push them through the riddle, and they'll come out nice and fluffy. Right, and then what we come to is a nice fluffy ground bait with loads of little bits of hemp, little bits of maize, some really nice oils and everything like that in there. Two types of ground bait. Now there's a biscuit base, which is what this is, and there's another type as well, which is a fish meal ground bait, which is crushed up pellets, crushed up expander pellets. So there's two types of ground bait. This one is a biscuit base, so there's no fish meal in this at all. Now this would go happily around a little method feeder. Look at that, it looks perfect. But what I'm going to do today is, because there's plenty of big, you know, the bigger bream, and there's some big carp in here, what we're going to do is just to give them that little bit of fish meal. And I know that a lot of these fish get caught on pellets. What I've got done up is a few carp and coarse 2mm carp and coarse pellets. I've done them up already, and what we're going to do is I'm going to get 2 handfuls of those and just pop them in this ground bait, so that we've got that little bit of fish meal content, and that is what we're going to put round a method feeder. Right, so we've mixed the pineapple one up exactly the same. Now these are the same ground bait, the super method mix. One is strawberry, one is pineapple, brand new from Bake Tape. We've mixed the pineapple, we've already mixed the strawberry one up, and now we've done the pineapple one. That's ready now, just to give it a little bit of a sieve, let some air get into it, fluff it up a little bit, and then we'll be ready to put as bait out. And what we're going to do today is, now it's sort of a little bit of a versus challenge, strawberry versus pineapple. What we're going to do is I'm going to fish a method feeder, and we're going to have 2 spots. So I'm going to have one at 10 o'clock and one at 2 o'clock. So that means we've got 2 spots out there on the method feeder, the same distance. I've already clipped it up. I've clipped up a bait up feeder as well, so we can put some bait out if we need to. And what we're going to do is we're going to catch one, hopefully, on the strawberry, then we're going to catch one on the pineapple, and we're going to alternate them two, see which one's best, give it probably 10 minutes on each sort of swim, and then keep alternating and see which one is the best on the day. Now that doesn't mean that one's better than the other. It just means that maybe on a certain day you might need like a lighter ground bait, the yellow sort of ground bait with a little bit of pineapple, or you might need the strawberry ground bait. But let's see which one is the better one on the day. Right, so to kickstart these 2 pegs off, like I said, we've got one at 10 o'clock, one at 2 o'clock. I've got my markers, which is a nice, well, it's like a brick little chair over there what's next to a peg. So I've got my marker there, and I've got that nice big tree there as my other marker. So I know where I'm going with 2 spots. I've got a big feeding feeder. Now this is a baiting up rod. This is a Spectre. This is only a 10-footer. Don't need nothing massive. It's only like a little sort of dam this is. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up. So we're going to go one side red, like so, just nicely packed. We've got all them micros in there. Lovely, nice fluffy ground bait. And what we're going to do is we're going to go one at 10 o'clock, which is there. Pick my marker, nice easy throw out, hit the clip. There we go. So that's one line. There we go. That's one line done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go another one on that line. Nice bit of fluffy ground bait. We're going to put another one out. Nice easy cast. There we go. Let it hit the bottom. It's probably around about 9 to 10 foot there. It's quite deep in this sort of area. So we'll let it hit the bottom, and then we'll just give it a couple of quick jags of the rod. Because it's that stiff, this rod, it helps with the bait coming out the feeder. So we put 2 on that line, and then what we're going to do then is we're going to go to the yellow ground bait, and we're going to put 2 on the other line at 2 o'clock. Just watch the cameras there. There we go. Both at the same depth, these two. Give it a couple of quick jags of the rod and all the bait comes out. So we're going to put 2 on each line. Again, nicely little squeezed. A nice big overhead cast out, hit the clip, and there we go. So we know we've put plenty of bait out on them 2 spots. It's basically like spodding in some bait for carp, really. We're taking it from the carp boys, this. So we're spodding out 2 little bits of bait. So that's what we're going to do. We started off with 2 feeder fulls on each line. Now, what we've got on this is, I've got a nice little 10-foot rod. This is the Essential Method Feeder Legend from Garbolino. Lovely little 10-foot rod, this. Now, this is a semi-parabolic rod. Now, what I mean by semi-parabolics is that it bends sort of halfway down the rod, and it gives you this section here, this first section, a load of backbone. Now, I've used fully parabolic rods in the past, and I don't think it's quite right when you're fishing for carp. You need that section here to give you that extra strength when netting it, and you can pull the fish over your net a lot quicker with a semi-parabolic rod. So that's what we've got on today. Nice 10-foot version. We've got a nice little blue match reel from Garbolino. This is 8-pound line on here. And then what we've done today is, I suppose you could probably fish an hybrid feeder, but because we're fishing ground bait, what I've opted for is just a nice little flatbed method feeder. I've used hybrid feeders in the past when you're fishing ground bait, and it does stick into the feeder a little bit. So what we've done is a nice little flatbed method feeder. What I've done is just tied it onto a nice little swivel at the bottom, quick change bead sort of thing. We've got a hook length, a size 12 hook, and a nice little wafter on there, which are the Criticals from Bait Tech. I absolutely love these wafters. We've got loads of different flavours to try, from pineapple to matching the hat with yellow wafters and strawberry ones, to different ones like white ones. And hopefully the carp will pick those ones out a little bit better. But we're going to start on a strawberry and cream to match with the strawberry ground bait. And what I like to do is, here we go. So what I like to do is just put a base on first with your hand, so you've got a nice little base of ground bait, and that is because if you pop that in there first of all, it could get stuck into your method feeder. So I like to put a little base on first, then use a mould, fill that up, and you pop your wafter in the middle and just push it down like that. And because we're fishing in sort of 10-11 foot of water, I like to give it a good squeeze out. And there we go. So this is the first cast on the strawberry ground bait. We're going to go to a spot what we've already baited up. Nice little cast out, and hopefully we'll have a few fish. So there we go. First cast on the strawberry. I'll set the stopwatch, and we'll give it 10 minutes. If we don't get a bite, we'll move on to the pineapple side. We've just had a big liner, and then we just had a little rattle. So I think there's a few small fish there on the red ground bait. So, like I said, we're going to move on to the other line where we've put some snap. So we're only having one cast on each. So we're going to go for the pineapple side now. So let's get that casted out. There we go. And we're going to keep these two lines going all day. So casting that side, casting that side. Pineapple, strawberry, pineapple, strawberry, pineapple, strawberry. Right, we've hooked another one. Feels like a skimmer, to be fair. For whatever reason, they keep going down to my right hand side. But let's have a look. Oh no, it's a lovely roach. So we're starting off on the silverfish. Like I said to you, I said it's a reservoir. Oh no, it's not a roach. Another hybrid, look. Another hybrid. Roach bream hybrid. Lovely fish. We're starting off on the silverfish, and we're moving his way down. Hopefully start getting a few bigger fish, bream and what have you. But it looks like we started on the silvers, which is a nice thing, nice change. We'll go right. We caught that one on the red, so we're back on the pineapple now. So we've had 2 silverfish, both hybrids, one on the pineapple, one on the strawberry, which is a good thing, isn't it? That just shows you that it's good for all round sort of fish. So let's get back out there on the pineapple, see if we can catch another one. Oh, what's this? I tell you what, Alan, that looked like a piece of gold. Right, this could be something special, you know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, this is a special fish. I ain't caught one of these in years. And I tell you what, that is, I love coming to venues like this because that is a proper crucian carp. Look at that for a fish. Now that is just fantastic. That's what you come to these sort of little venues, hidden little venues, these Westwood Dam, and you get a bar of gold. I ain't caught one of them in years. That is something special, everyone. Fantastic fishing. Oh, right, we've got one on the pineapple. Oh, that's not good. He's going down there. And he's shot off from that tower down to the wall. We just had to just let him have a bit of line there, but we finally got a carp after having a few skimmers and that lovely crucian what we had. So let's hope we get this one in. But we just chucked out on the pineapple side. It's been in 3 minutes and it's gone round, and then the carp's tried tearing off to the tower and down this edge. And we'll just try and get him in the open water. We seem to have got him in the open water now. I don't think it's a massive fish, but it feels like a carp. So let's just see if we can get this one in. The wind's got up a little bit and it started spitting. So, but it's still quite warmish day, and I knew we'd catch some fish. Oh, it looks a lovely carp. The fantastic looking carp in here, they've always been. They just take to it and they look fantastic. Like I said, it's not a commercial. It's a reservoir. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got him. Nice carp, about 4 or 5 pounds, sort of the average sort of stamp here. There is some bigger ones in here, but we never know, you might get a proper one later. But let's have a look at him. This one, Al. Right, let's see if we can hold him up. We're nearly there. Right, there we go. Lovely Westwood carp, about 4 pound. Let's get him back because he's let's get him in there. But the lovely dark fish here and got some great colours on him. So yeah, great start. So we'll get back out. That was on the pineapple, so we'll get back on the strawberry one now and see if we can catch a carp on that one. Let's get back in. Right, we've hooked into another one and it's ran down this edge again. I don't know why they keep running down here. This one feels a bit different to what we've been catching, and it's gone. There must be something down there that they like. I might have to get up and net this, you know, because Not if I can get it over this weed. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Al. Here we go. Nearly took me into reeds. You're not going to believe this. It's another pot of gold. Huh? Took me into the weed down there, but we've got another one. Oh, and it's a lovely fish, this. I need to show you this one because this is fantastic. Who'd have thought when I turned up today I'll be catching fish like that. Another lovely proper crucian carp, like a pot of gold, probably about £1.5, maybe £2 at a push, but these are the sort of fish that you can catch down here, and that ground bait's working a treat. So what a fantastic day we're having at the moment. Let's get it back and let's get another one, eh? Here we go. Right, we've got another one on. We did have a 10-minute spot on the strawberry, and we've recasted it out back onto the pineapple line at 2 o'clock, and it's gone round within 5 minutes on my stopwatch, and I think this is quite a decent. I think it's a carp. I do think it's a carp, but might be a decent fish, this, to be fair. But they all seem to go down towards the tower. Now, that tower, you'd think it'd hold fish round there, but I've been on the wall pegs. I mean, I must have fished here for 30 years, and I've probably fished pretty much every peg on here, and I'm not exaggerating. I've fished here quite a lot when I was a kid. Done a lot of the matches here, and the junior matches. There used to be some really good junior matches down here. But I probably fished on every peg, so I know quite a lot about the lake and everything like that after 30 years of fishing on it. But that tower doesn't hold fish. Now, you think it would do, but for whatever reason, there's no fish around the tower. But when you get one, they all seem to go for it, which is probably because we're in this peg sort of thing. This one just come up. I think it's a common, this one. A little bit different. But this was on the pineapple line, and like I said, after a couple of minutes it's gone round. We have changed the hook bait to, we did have a yellow one on, but I think this one's on the, let's just get his head up. This one's on the pink one, which is the tuna critical wafter. There we go. There we go. Nice common. So we've had a bit of a change on hook baits. And it's brought a carp, so we've a bit of an update. We started off catching a few little skimmers, a few hybrids, and now we've kept the bait going in on them lines, and I've topped them up again, and now it looks like the carp have moved in. And we've had a couple of nice crucians, and then we've just had a nice sort of mirror carp, and now we've got a common carp. And this, oh god, this one's lively. A little bit bigger than the other one. Let me see if I can pick him up if he'll let us. He's a bit lively. Yeah, still lively. But there you go, lovely, pristine common carp. Probably around about £4 to £5. Sort of stamp here at Westwood Dam. But fantastic fish. And let's get him back, and we'll see if we can get another one. Right, so what I'll do now is, that was on the pineapple side. What we'll do is we'll get back on the strawberry side and see if we can get one. Now, like I said at the start of the session, It wasn't great, but we've kept persevering. Like I said, it's not a traditional sort of commercial lake where there's loads and loads of carp in. Originally, when they put the carp in, quite well, about 8 or 9 years ago, they put about 600 carp in, and that's not a lot to say it's quite a big sort of dam reservoir that we're on today. And the carp in here have just took to ducks like water, and they've grown. And to be honest, there's some quite big ones in here, and you get the bigger ones later on in the evening sort of session. There's carp in here up to like £20. There were a big one called Shoulders, and he used to come out quite regularly, and the last time I heard him come out were about £18-19, but some of the local lads have said that there might be a couple of bigger ones in here, some of the carp boys. So we'll get back out on that strawberry line. We'll just let that go down, and we'll see if we can catch a carp on that one. So at the minute, the scores on the board is the pineapple side is winning. So that's the scores on the board. Is it to do with the colour, the smell? Who knows? But the pineapple one's winning at the minute. We've had them lovely 2 crusions, but I know this strawberry's going to kick in, and we'll catch some carp on the strawberry side as well. So we chucked out on the strawberry line. We've had another 10 minutes on that. We had a couple of liners, but nothing. Just don't think they're getting their heads down. There's been quite a few fish jumping in the middle bit. Nothing over this side, but I would have thought because of this wind, I think the fish, they're pushing this way, and you can tell with the wall being in and the features that are down there with the tower and all this bank here where you can't fish, it just looks fishy, doesn't it? And it just looks really good. So I think that's why that pineapple line is looking a little bit better, and we're catching a few more fish on the pineapple side than the strawberry line. But we're going to top it up again. I'm going to give that another 2 lots of the feeder out there and top it up again. And I think it's always a good idea to keep the bait going in, keep it topped up, and that ground bait will just be, I know it's quite deep out there, and that's the reason why I've put them sort of micro pellets in as well, so it gives them carp something to go out on the bottom. That ground bait will come down in the water column and make a really nice cloudy area for the fish to home in on. And then hopefully, because we've got them micro pellets in as well, it's something for the carp to mug about on the bottom as well. So don't be scared to put plenty of bait in, especially in these sort of summer months. I know it's not the best sort of sunny warm day today, but it's still quite warm, overcast, great for fishing. I think these sort of conditions, windy as well, fantastic for fishing. So I don't know if you heard that on camera, but big carp just jumped out on the area where we're feeding that strawberry. So hopefully start getting a few more bites. Just add another liner then. But every fish that we hook on that pineapple line, to just heading for the tower, trying to get rid of that hook, and we've not lost one yet, so fingers crossed we keep getting a few bites and getting a few fish. But it's sort of like 1 o'clock-ish now. We've had a good few hours. We didn't start while 11, so we've had a good few hours. We've caught two nice carp, 2 crusions. They're fantastic fish, them crusions. Love catching them. We've had a couple of hybrids as well, but I do know that there's some bigger fish in here. There's barbel and all sorts of fish. So the beauty about this, you never know what you're going to catch on a like a little dam reservoir like this in the housing association. And this, another fish just topped there. So there's a few fish moving about, and I reckon the wind's blowing them down here, and this is this is a great area to fish. He's in again, that fella over there. Oh, that's right, isn't it? What's this? Feels different. Roach or something, is it? Come on, look. Oh, it's a proper roach, not at all, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, he's been... Something's had a go at him, I think. Yeah, looks like maybe a pike's had a go at him. I don't know if there's any pike in here, to be fair. Right, let's try a white wafter. See if that makes any different. I've been trying all sorts of different upbaits. The best one at the minute seems to have been the tuna, which is the sort of pink orangey wafter. I just think fishing wafters, you catch anything on them. Gotta be a bite there. Oh, I don't know what that is. I think that's a barbel, you know. Brucey barbel. We've not had one of them, have we? Look at Alan's face light up. Huh? Like a little child when someone brings out Christmas cake. Look at that. I got you nice. There you are, like that, Al. Look at that beauty. Beautiful fish. We'll get him back. We'll not put him in the net. Don't like barbel in net. Right, we've got another fish on. It feels like a bit of a bream, this one. It's quite slow and weighty. It could be a nice skimmer, to be fair. Oh, there we go. Another nice one on the old pineapple mix. That right hand side seems to be the best way, but won't mind catching them all day. Nice £2 skimmer. We only call it a bream if it's over £3 in Barnsley. So yeah, let's keep going, and hopefully a few carp will turn up. The weather seems to have got a little bit worse with the weather and the rain and the wind and stuff, but we'll carry on. I might just have another look on that pineapple side, see if we can catch another one of them skimmers. So we'll get this fired back out and we'll see how we get on. Hey, look, that's a bite and half. That's a proper bite. Right. This line at 2 o'clock on the pineapple seems to be working the best. Now I don't know the reason for it. Maybe it's the smell, maybe it's the taste, or maybe it's just the location of it, because it's casting towards like the wall in the sort of open area, and I'm casting that one at 10 o'clock. It might be the location, but the pineapple side at the minute is doing the best, and it's going really well. And to be honest, if I get this one in, I want to have another chuck on the pineapple side, but I've been trying my best to work it out where we chuck one on the strawberry, one on the pineapple. So, but all the fish, pretty much nearly every fish that I've hooked has wanted to go down there. So you can just see how this corner here, they must feel safe around there, because all the carp that I've hooked have all wanted to go down there. But it's going really well. To say that the conditions aren't in our favour, you know, like it's windy, it's rainy, it's not as warm as it has been, but we're catching, and we're doing really well, to be fair. This one's trying to get in that weed, and it is a common carp. It's not as big as the ones that we've had, but it's a nice fish nevertheless. So what I like to do is just put my rod under my bum, and then I've got two hands then to get the fish and just unhook it in the net and put him back. That one's a nice common. It's only probably about two or three pound, but what a fantastic fish that is. Really nice, perfect condition common. We'll slide him back. So really nice fish, that one. So what I'm going to do this time, I know we're having one chuck on one side, one chuck on the other. I'm just going to try and see if we can get another bite straight away on that pineapple. So I'll just show you how I load this feeder up, and oh, let me just pop that under there. Just show you how I load this feeder up. Right, so today, like I said, I've opted for the flat bed method feeder. The reason is because we're fishing ground bait, and I don't want it to I don't want the hybrid feeder for the ground bait to stick into it, even though you can see a little bit of ground bait already in the feeder. But the flatbed method feeder just allows you to fish the ground bait, and then it moves off your baited area, sort of thing. So this is how I fill it up anyway. So what I've got is my ground bait there. A little bit messy. It's been raining, it's windy and everything like that, so apologies if it looks a bit of a mess, but that's the ground bait, and this is how I like to do it. So I like to skin it once. It's called double skinning this. So I put the ground bait on first, and the reason for that is because this method feeder has got little grooves in it. If you put that in there like that, sometimes the wafter can get stuck in there, and then you're not fishing. So what I like to do is I like to put a little bit of ground bait on first, so you've got your, looks a little bit messy, but it'll all tidy up in the end. So you've got your ground bait on there, and then when you put your wafter in, it's not going to get stuck on them grooves. So what we do is we get his little mould, we fill that up to the top, and we place his wafter in there. Just give it a nice little tap, and then what we do is we push down on the method feeder and pop it out. So it looks like that. Now that is double skinning. It's a little bit more wetter than I wanted to, this ground bait, because it has been raining, but that's it basically. So if you need to tidy it up, just tidy it up a little bit just for casting, but that's it. Nice little package going out there, and when it hits the water, sometimes this top layer will come off and make a little bit of a cloud, and then your wafter will pop out underneath, and you can tell there it's not all stuck to your method feeder. So that's how I like to do it. So let's get this chucked out. I'll just do it for you again. Skin on first, pop your little wafter in there, and then get a nice bed on. Pop us wafter in the middle, push down, and then what we're going to do is squeeze down into the mould, and there we go. You see, nice compact package there to go out, nice and easy to cast, and you can see that the line's not all tangled up. It's in a nice little half circle there, all coming around, so I know that bait's perfect. And what I've been doing as well, just to give it a little bit of a flavour, using some of these are the super sprays from Bait Tech. We've got an array of different flavours, from pineapple, fruity, savoury, almond, tuna. We've got some new ones out, krill and everything like that. But the pineapple with the pineapple ground bait just gives it a bit more smell, and we're chucking that out. So let's get it chucked out on the spot where we've been baiting up that bait. Perfect. Hit the clip, pop the rod down, and that seems to be the best line at the minute. That one towards the wall, towards the wind, in that area seems to be doing all the damage. So the pineapple's winning at the minute, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have another cast on this, see if we get another fish. If we don't, then we'll go back to the strawberry, and we'll keep alternating, and we'll see how the session goes. A couple more hours probably fishing, and we'll come back to you when at the conclusion, and we'll see if it has beaten the strawberry. Who knows? It is at the moment, so we'll crack on fishing and come back to you at the end. Here we go, look. Straight in on that pineapple side. We've I've just cast it out straight over there. Check my stopwatch, gone round in like 3 minutes, so definitely there's more fish over that side to sort of the 2 o'clock area. So we'll definitely think that sort of area is better at the minute, and I think this could be probably a decent skimmer, to be fair. So we'll just see if we can get this one in. Some carpers have just turned up, a couple of pegs up with the buzzers and everything, so I do apologise if they're making a bit of noise there, but it feels like a nice fish. Only took 3 minutes. Yep, nice skimmer. Should we call it a bream? No, still going to call it a skimmer. Hooks come out in the net as well. So yeah, looks like a few fish have turned up on that pineapple line, and let's get back on the strawberry, see if there's anything turned up there, and yeah, let's have another cast. That'll be on. Right, looking at you and tip's gone round. Must have been getting chocolate cake out, Alan. This feels like another one of, you know what this feels like? Another one of them gold bars. It is. It's another cruising. Look at that. Another one. Bit smaller than the others, but still welcome fish. Nice to catch. And oh, they're all about the same size. There must be a shoal of them down there, you know. They're all about the same sort of size. Look at this one. See if we can just pop that in there. Will it? Anti-hook net, they are, these. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just throw that out. There we go. Look at that. Another gold bar. Remember them gold bars? Lovely, aren't they? Look at that for a cruising. Lovely fish. Let's get him back. Must have had about 4 or 5 of them, haven't I? The good old pineapple mix. Right. Oh, this feels like a carp. Right, we've just got another one on. That line out there at 2 o'clock on the pineapple mix. And we'll probably call it a day. It's been raining. The wind's got up. It's just stopped. A little bit of rain now. It's just stopped and give us a bit of a break. So I do apologise if it looks like I'm a bit of a drowned rat. We've had a bit of a downpour, but yeah, it's done it, to be honest. Like I said, all the fish have gone down to this side, to the right hand side, and I think it's because there's probably a few fish in that area and they're only coming up to that sort of 2 o'clock swim, the pineapple swim, because I think it's the closest to where all the fish are, to be fair. The strawberry one, we've had a few fish on it, and we've had a carp, and we've had a few bream off it and that, but it's not been as prolific as the pineapple side. So I think this one is a bit of a clear winner today. That's not to say that strawberry mix is a really nice mix. So it's not to say that the pineapple one's better than the strawberry. It just means that on this particular day, they've probably been in that sort of area, and they've smelt the pineapple, and they've come up and moved on to it. And we've put plenty of bait out there. We've spotted a few spuds out with the pineapple and the micras and what have you in it. And it's been a really good line, to be fair. It's been great. So I think what we're going to do is probably finish on this fish. Just a few hours fishing at his local sort of reservoir dam. It's been a fantastic day, and I just wanted to thank Chapeltown and District for the hospitality here. And we've had some chips on the bank. It's been lovely. We're going to have some cake, aren't we, Alan, in a bit?
Yep, in a minute.
We fancy that, eh? So
Today.
we've been looked after, and it's been a great day's fishing as well. And if you do fancy a trip down here, I think it's £5 for the day, and it's a really great venue to come to, nice and local. And but like I said, it's not a commercial, so you need to take your time with the fish and be a bit careful. You're not going to get one a chuck like a commercial. Like I said, it is a reservoir sort of dam. So let's see if we can get this one in anyway. Feels like a nice fish. And we'll call it a day. But this rod's perfect for this sort of situation. Oh, it's a nice mirror. Probably sort of the same sort of stamp, like £4 or £5. But they don't half pull in here. And it's just nice to... here we go. So, see if we can get him in. Come on. Oh, he's putting up a right fight, this one. Here we go. See, keep its head up. Keep its head up. We've got it. We've got it. Yeah, about £5, I think. So, nice sort of fish to end the day on. Sort of the normal stamp here at Westwood. And it's a lovely mirror carp. Let's see if we can just hold him up and show the camera, if he lets us. There we go. What a great session, and hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe up to the YouTube channel, and keep on bagging. We'll see you soon.